it was homecoming week, so she's just trying to get over that. Um, you know, you can imagine not having a phone, what that's like. So anyway, we had a good workout last night. The players were enthusiastic. I was pleased with them, and we got a little bit of work done. And today's a big day for us, obviously, game planning, and then we'll be back at it tomorrow. We're in good shape health-wise, so we're going to continue to work hard on minimizing turnovers. You know, I've said it enough times, but I'll say it again and kind of conclude. The three things that got us are the three things that you can't have, and it happened to us in the fourth quarter. Turned the ball over, one for a touchdown, gave up two big plays, and we had penalties in the fourth quarter. And so you take at one point it was a 10-point lead, and then even a 3 or 4 point lead, and you make critical errors, then you put yourself in a difficult situation. And that's what happened in that game. So we'll continue to work on it this week and try to get better for the next one, playing a good football team.
You became the starting quarterback here because the guy ahead of you at the time was making turnovers, if I remember right. But you've never had a quick look ever here on quarterbacks. So at what point do you even begin to entertain the possibility of a change with regard to the turnovers?
If the guy that's playing has unforced errors and then mentally is not aware of it and trying to clean it up, would be the only way.
So now that you've memorized every play of the last two games and you've studied it all, I mean, I don't know how you separate quarterback play from offensive line play. Although some of the ball handling stuff looks a little loose and sloppy. But, I mean, do you put it all on Spencer, or is it kind of a collaboration of protection and decision making?
I forgot to take my vitamins. I just realized that. That's important for me. The offensive line play in the first half of the first quarter was not good. From that point all the way up, really, for the most of the game, was pretty good. I said this last week, and I'll say it again. To play quarterback at any level, particularly high school, college, and beyond, you have to have good ball security in the pocket, period. Okay? Now, you see some quarterbacks get away with it. Watch the guys that are veterans that have hung around and played forever and been successful. Okay? We used to, you know this, you've been around here for 100 years. We used to make fun of Mason doing this all the time at practice. Well, he did it for the Steelers the other day, and he's still doing it. Watch Brady, watch Breeze, watch Rodgers, watch Russell Wilson. Those guys have good ball security in the pocket. There's a lot going on for a quarterback, and as soon as you start to do this, you're asking for it. You might get away with it, but you're asking for it. So we worked hard on it for 2 weeks. He was better. If you have the tape, you can go back and watch it. Throughout the game, he was much, much better. He put one on the ground in the fourth, and they picked it up and ran it in for a touchdown. Made it look worse. Glaring mistake. If they just recover it and get on the ball and we hold them to a field goal, it's different. Should have, would have, could have, whatever. That's his responsibility. Forget the offensive line. He knows that. He understands that. He will accept responsibility for that. We'll continue to work and get him better. Okay? And you guys can watch for that. You'll see that sometimes. Some quarterbacks will take off and get away at times. Well, I see it. I don't care if I'm watching Pee Wee football or the pros. I see it right away because I know the danger of it. That's his responsibility. He knows that. He has to continue to get better.
How do you train that?
Drill work. You have drill work where they're out there every day for 10 minutes and they're moving around the pocket, and you get guys, young coaches in our program, and they get a dummy and they're slapping him with the dummy. And he's got to control the ball, and they're hitting him from behind, hitting him in the front, and he's got to squeeze that ball, and then quarterback coach moves him around and then tells him to tuck and run, take the ball from here to here, and you run, period. If you do anything else, it becomes short-lived. That's just the way it is.
Mike, from an operational standpoint, with Spencer, the way he runs the offense, how much did you dissect that last drive of the first half? Because up until he threw the fade short, okay? Up until that, he looked as smooth as I can remember. Got the ball in different hands all over the field. And also, Chuba had his best run, 31 yards in that What did you think of that last drive?
Well, let's address the two things, okay? People want to know, and I'm just guessing people want to know. I don't know, but I'm just guessing people want to know. He made a poor throw at the end of the first half. He just made the same throw perfect, okay? So people say, well, what happened? I don't know what happened. If I'd have known what happened, I'd have fixed it before it happened. I just know sometimes that happens, okay? Arguably the most decorated quarterback to play here ever other than me was Mason. And I saw Mason against Oklahoma pull an RPO and throw it right to a safety in the back of the end zone on 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. I don't have any idea why he did that. Now, his demeanor and the way he handled the offense, I'll just come clean with you because I told you guys he got flustered at Tech and became emotional. He was good. He was like a seasoned veteran. He was fine. He was communicating. He got off the field. He talked to Sean, and he was doing really well. He understood it. He got it. And even when he missed reads, he's going to miss reads. When Mason was at his best here, he would still miss a couple reads in a half. That's normal. There's a lot going on out there. So I think he missed 4 total in the game. For a guy at his in his progression, at his age, there's nothing wrong with that. That's going to happen, okay? So all of that was good. Forget the throw at the end of the first half. If he doesn't drop the ball and they don't pick it up and run in for a touchdown, we're not really having this discussion. He had improved and he had gotten better. He will get better each week. I guarantee you. The guy coaching him knows what he's doing. He will get him better, okay? And Spencer is a very prideful young man. And the only issue he has to work on is thinking he can play a perfect game. He'll accept responsibility. He'll tell you he's wrong. He'll tell you it's his fault. But in a game, he wants to play a perfect game. That's not going to happen. I think I played 2 in my career. I don't see him ever playing a perfect game. You guys aren't even laughing at my jokes today. I thought that's.
I wanted to forget about the last play of that drive, and I wanted to know what you thought about every other play in that drive.
He was good. And he was good. I think he missed 2 reads in the first half, and that's going to happen. So he had been fine. He had made great strides in 2 weeks. Just the end, you play a good round of golf, you get on 18, and you got a chance to set the course record, and you hit a triple bogey. Nobody ever talks about what happened. That triple bogey screwed you up. That's what he did. Put the ball on the ground, let it up, pick and run it in for a touchdown. It was a glaring mistake. And then defensively, we gave up 2 big plays. And we had one non-competitive 70-yard run where everybody's heads were down. We went out there and let them run the ball for 70 yards. That's what happened. But we played better in that game than we did the game before. We just played a team that overall right now is a pretty good football team. They don't make a lot of mistakes. Their quarterback's a veteran guy. He's savvy. He's slippery. He's a good football player. And they're tackling well on defense. And they got 2 guys that can rush the passer. And they got a nose guard that can drive your center back. Those are pretty good combinations for today's game.
How much, Mike, will it help given that what Baylor does defensively, they kind of copied from Iowa State? How much can that help Spencer in the offense?
Yeah, they're similar, but to a certain extent, Iowa State is more blitz this year. Iowa State is considerably more zone pressure. They still have the shell that they live in, but they've adjusted some. I don't know. I'm just guessing based on their refining what they do. But there's some similar structures. But we're seeing all the same 3 down now. Everybody's doing the same thing. There's not hardly any teams at all that are playing 4 down. That structure is very similar each week.
You worked hard for a long time. You became a consistent winner here, so there's going to be reaction when it doesn't go well. And now you get 2 in a row that didn't go well. So what's the essence of your message now to the fan base?
To who?
What your message to the fan base right now about?
Well, I thought Saturday was awesome, and I said this in my post-game radio. The homecoming party over here we had Friday night, the house was full. They were awesome. The students were awesome. The weather was perfect for everybody. That was cool. The crowd was awesome. Game day was perfect. The weather was perfect. The fans were awesome. Students were awesome. I just wish we'd have played better in the 4th quarter. So, you've known me long enough. My glass is always full. And I'm not concerned for 1 second about the team. Do I wish we'd played better in the 4th quarter? Yes. Do I wish we wouldn't have turned the ball over as much at Tech? Yes. But if I even worry about what I thought about walking to this press conference, my profession would be extremely difficult. The program is on as good a ground as it's ever been on here. We just got to correct a few mistakes. That's just life. It's kind of the way it is. And what people have to understand is this. I think most everybody knows me now. It's not like I don't get frustrated either. Okay? I've told you this. I go home, I take double Ambien. Didn't work. I woke up at 3:17. I came to work at 3:45 Sunday morning. That's just the way it is. Okay? So it's not like I don't notice, and it's not like I don't understand people's frustration. But we also live in a society today where people want to bitch and complain about everything instead of putting their pants on and go fix it. We're going to fix it. There's nobody around here going to bitch and complain. From me to a coach to a player to anybody that works in that building over there. So that's the way it works. That's the way that we'll get better. But I certainly understand how and why people think that way. But I would ask them to do this. I would ask them to reflect on a teenager and the mistakes that teenagers make. And then as a parent, you sit there and think, how could that happen? I've been doing the best I can to parent him. I can't believe he went around the back of the school and smoked a cigarette. Why do you do that? Well, either you're a bad parent or it's a bad kid. That's not necessarily true. That's just kind of life. People say, well, how do you make that comparison? Because I got 3 kids at home. Now, I don't know if they smoke or not, but I know this. I know that I parent them to not do things, and they still do it. So I correct it and move forward. So far, they've turned out okay. Now, anything can happen, but periodically, the same thing happens in football. So it's a fair question, but the fan base needs to know this. If you want to help OSU football, come to the games. You want to help OSU recruiting, come to the games and be supportive. And trust that I will do my job, the coaches will do their job, and the players will do their job. And if not, I'll fix it. That would be the very best thing everybody can do. Now, if you want to complain and all that, I'm good. But you still need to come Saturday and show up. That helps recruiting. That helps Oklahoma State football, and we'll get it solved. We've been in this situation before. It's actually not as bad as the situation we were in however long ago it was, whatever year that was. I don't know. I can't remember hardly a week ago. But I can remember something that has to do with football. I just don't know what year it was. But the youth on this team right now and the development, the classes that we have redshirted, the players we have, the overall attitude, there's nothing to worry about.
There's a difference between something being in a slump and something being broken. So you just think you're slumping and not broken.
That's a pretty good illustration. Yeah. And you have good batters sometimes, right? And they're 2 of 18, and he's a good hitter. Why am I 2 of 18? I don't know. The ball looks this big instead of looking this big. So I'll say it again. We had a couple big penalties. We had a major turnover and 2 big plays in the fourth quarter. Now, everybody says, well, they all count. Sure they do. You know, I wanted to stop the horse race with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and we win. But I can't. But I know this. I know that we were on the right track up to that point. He'll get better at taking care of the ball. If he's better at taking care of the ball, we're a better football team. Okay, we had 2 coaching errors that cost us big plays Saturday. Okay, so we identified that. And those coaching errors cost us big plays. So let's coach better and not put our kids in that situation. We're not talking about this right now. And we had things, same thing on offense. There was things we did offensively that we were wrong on. Baylor was right on, but it happens. But you've been around here a long time. A lot of times we win those battles too, and we don't talk about it. How many games are won? How many games are won, and you had several big mistakes, and you don't think about it because somebody made a big play and you won the game? Like, if we'd have won the game, they'd be talking about Baylor's missed tackles on LD Brown, right? Got to tackle better. If we tackle better, we win. Same thing. So it is what it is. Yeah, I got 5 more minutes. I'm enjoying this.
If you were up at 3:17, what time did you go to bed?
I went to bed at 11:30. But that's not the point. The point is when you get to be my age, and in my profession, my brain goes crazy. I tried to go back to sleep, right? That's what you do. And then you're old. You can't. You get up, shower, you come to work. You get a lot done because there's nobody up there. So Roger was working here, the guy that cleans everything. When I walked in, he thought we played support. He handed me a broom, wanted me to push the floor. But I'd known Roger a long time, and he said, "You want to do this?" And I said, "Sure, you can dig my job here in a minute, and I'll take your job, and I'll do that." And I'm pretty good at that because I'm a pretty handy guy. So.
Purdy kind of had his breakout game last year, coming off the bench. What do you remember from what made him successful and what has continued to make him successful at Iowa State?
He's a savvy quarterback. He's very good. I think he's going to play in the NFL. He's somewhat unusual mobile for his size, and he's strong for his size. I think he's 215, 220, something like that. Doesn't look that big. He's a good football player, doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And they brought him out. We were the lucky, we drew the short straw last year, and they brought him out against us. He's been in ever since, and he's played well. They're a good football team. Matt does a good job. Defensively, they're sound. They don't give up a lot of big plays. They rush the football, little read zone, throw it out in the flat a little bit, a lot of underneath crossing routes, and they just kind of play the game and then try to find a way to win in the fourth quarter is what they've done. And they've gotten a little bit better based on mature quarterback play.
Speaking of the run game, it seems like the last couple of weeks they've finally found something in that freshman running back. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, he's been better, and he's played in games 6 or 7, went outright, so he's adjusting and getting better. They're probably getting comfortable in the way they want to use him.
He looks a little bit like Chuba did when
Yeah,
he first
yeah,
played
that's the
Chuba.
bad news. Yeah.
He's so smooth. He doesn't look, when he doesn't make dramatic cuts, he just shifts gears.
But he's not from Canada.
He's not.
He's not from Canada, so
It's not Kansas.
yeah,
They've
yeah,
got a few good backs.
that's right. Yeah, don't compare him to him either. But anyway, he's getting better, getting a little bit better each week.
Mike, you brought up LD Brown the other night. What is you wanted this from him all season? What does that do for the offense when he does have games like this?
It gives Chuba a break. He had 32 carries, right? And, our goal is 25. And LD has done exactly what we asked him to do. I said last week, quit stuttering your feet and run. He's gotten better each week. And he did a nice job in the game, broke a couple tackles, made a big play for us. I think that one put us ahead by something, 10 maybe? I don't know.
It was go ahead right before.
Yeah, well, whatever. So the point being is he's doing what we asked him to do, and he's gotten better. And so that's encouraging for us. And we got Des Jackson in, gave him a little bit in the end. He's finally healthy. So, maybe those guys can come on a little bit and keep getting better and better and give Chew a little break.
You encouraged you by LD. He was close on a couple of runs of getting further, too.
He was one step over here going this way on the 50. And what he did do, it's kind of, I guess you're writing some article or something on him, but here's what he did do. He did what we brought him here to do when he got in the open field, which is run away from people. So that'll be good for your piece. Okay? We brought him here because he was fast, but we had never known if he was fast because he never got in the open field. Well, he's in the open field now. That's kind of like the story I told about my 14-year-old, right? He keeps telling me he's fast, and he says, you wait till I get in the open field. I'm going to run away from everybody. I said, well, the bad news is you hadn't gotten there yet, so we don't know if you're fast. Well, LD got there, and he ran away. So it was good.
You mentioned the two coaching errors on defense. Is that something you can elaborate on, or?
Well, I mean, there's more. There's usually 3 to 4 things on both sides of the ball you do after a game, and you're like, gosh, we're lucky we got away with that. Here's the bad news. We had a couple on defense, and they hit us in the exact right spot. And it was not something that they did read-wise. They had a play call. So it was glaring. But that's when you go in with the team, and Gage is 15. I forgot. He's not 14. He's 15. But that's when you go in with the team. You say, look, here's the deal. It's our fault. Okay? We didn't get you in the right spot. They hit us on it. We got to be better.
You've told me multiple times you like the feeling of being cornered or feeling cornered. You feel cornered now, going up to Ames?
No. I have been cornered before, but I don't feel that way now. I'm good. I mean, I'm excited. I like the potential. I like the youth. I like the direction we're going. I see where we're at. I see what we're doing. Do you guys know at the start of the fourth quarter how many other teams have that many points against Baylor this year? That's why I don't feel like I'm in a corner. If we would be sitting here with 7 points, then I might be in a corner where you just start kicking and scratching and spitting and clawing and try to find your way out. We're not in a corner. We're good.
Defensive linemen seem to get a little more pressure than throughout the season. Was that the scheme or just a
In this game?
Yeah.
We were better on some stuff, had a good plan on some things. We sacked him 4 times, should have sacked him 8. And I'm giving him credit for that. Okay? And we need to bend and get lower. First play of the game should have been a sack. And 11 goes over the top. 11 needs to tackle down here, get him down, and then they're in their second 18 to start the game instead of first and 10 and setting them up down on our side of the field. So, yes, you're right. We did a better job, and that's where we had good schemes. There's no reason to talk about it. You don't want to pat yourself on the back, but we had some mistakes, but those were good schemes we had pressuring him. See, he hasn't been sacked like that. And I think Iowa State got to him a couple times. But we had good schemes there, and we had a good plan. We just need to do a better job of getting him down we're not going to get a shot this year, but we will next year.
Is that also kind of a product of just the experience being gained by those guys on the offensive line that are pretty young?
You talking about us or them?
Yeah, for your defensive line.
I just think Jim and them had some good schemes. I think we had good schemes, and we had a little extra time. You know, I mean, I heard one fan, I took my headset off, and they said, you had 2 freaking weeks to come up with this pile of, and so I kind of agreed with you. But that's some of the things that did help. So, you got to go? One more good one?
One more lost in the game was the fake punt. Talk a little bit about that. It was a really good scheme.
MK and Cash do a great job with that, brought it in, and we do every week. We have fakes in every segment. There's no secret that way. Everybody knows, and they either give them to you or they don't. And we had it, and it was there, and we took it, and everybody executed it. It was well planned. It was prepared well. Patience is key in fakes, and the Aussie dumped one up there. He had kind of a run, jog throw. I'm not sure where it came from, but it was a heck of a throw, and it worked good. You know, if you look at in the big picture of things, that should have been the difference in winning the game, because we got an extra possession. But it ended up not being that way because we turned it over and gave up 2 big plays.
You see that? The Arkansas fake punt?
I haven't seen a college play or an NFL play. I did not see it. You talking about this last game?
Yeah.
Was it pretty good? It wasn't good. Okay, all right. That'll make me nervous. Oh my gosh. Huh? Okay, all right, boys and girls, I'm out of here. I got to run.